This next lesson is going to focus on partial products. Now we did partial products when we multiplied a 1-digit number times 2, 3, and 4-digit numbers. This time we're going to be multiplying 2-digit numbers times 2-digit numbers using partial products. And we're going to compare it to when we did area model last lesson. Let's go ahead and take a look at a problem. This problem is 43 times 12. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have area model on one side, and then I'm going to show you how partial products would look on the other side and how similar they are. If we were solving this problem using the area model, we would first go ahead and take 43 and expand it, and take 12 and expand it to 10 and 2. Then I would multiply each piece in my box. So this would be 40 times 10. This would be 40 times 2. 3 times 10, and 3 times 2. I'd find my partial products for each. And then I would add them. Now, here's the difference between area model and partial products. When we're doing our partial products, we're actually going to set this up vertically. So we're going to have 43 times 12. But we're going to essentially do the same thing when it comes to expanding our numbers. So we're going to expand 43 2 times. The reason why we're expanding it 2 times, if you look over here in our area model, we have 40 2 times, and we have 3 2 times. And we need to multiply those by both of our numbers that we expand from 12. So now we're going to expand 12. And we're going to multiply each piece times 12 expanded. So that would mean this piece would be multiplied times 10, times 10, times 2, times 2. And if we go ahead and look over in our area model, we see that same thing. We have 40 times 10, 40 times 10, 3 times 10, 3 times 10, 40 times 2, 40 times 2, and 3 times 2. So the only difference between our partial products and our area model is that we're not drawing our rectangle for our partial products, but we are going to expand our numbers. So we're going to expand the number on top 2 times, and then we'll multiply each piece times the expanded part of our second number. So now we'll go ahead and we will multiply 40 times 10, cross those 2 zeros out, place them down, we get 400. Here we get 30, and we get 80, and 6. And our final step with either method is to add to find our final product. So adding using partial products, I got a final product of 516. If I add my others, I'm going to get 430 and then 86, and I'm going to add those two pieces together, and I'm going to get 516. So either method I choose, I'm going to get the same exact product. Let's go ahead and take a look at another problem, and I want you to do this both ways. I want you to use the area model, and I want you to use partial products. Make sure you're comparing those pieces that are inside your rectangle to what you're writing for partial products. You should see the same multiplication facts over here in your rectangle as you do over here when you're actually solving using partial products. Here's our next problem. We have 33 times 82. So let's go ahead and write our pieces, 33 times 82, and we have our rectangle for our area model. I'm going to label my rectangle for my area model. I have 33, and then I have 82. I'm going to go over to my partial products, and I'm going to put my 33 2 times. Then I'm going to multiply each piece times 80. And then I'm going to multiply each piece times 2. This is going to be the same thing that I'm going to be doing in my area model. So let's take a look at our area model. I'm going to multiply each piece times 30 times 80. Then I'm going to multiply 3 times 80. 30 times 2. And 3 times 2. These are the same exact multiplication problems in both models. Okay? Next step would be to find your partial products. 30 times 80, cross those 2 zeros out, cross my 2 zeros out. 3 times 8 is 24, so I get 2,400, either method. Next one, I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 times 80. I get 240. I'm going to line up my numbers. Didn't do such a good job with my hundreds over there. Cross this out and I get 60. So I'm going to cross this 0 out and I'm going to get 60. Try and line it up as best I can on this screen. And then I get 6. So I get the same partial products that I would no matter which method I choose. My final step is to add. So here I'm going to add down and I'm going to get 2,640. And I'm going to add down and I'm going to get 66. Here I'm going to add all the way out all of my numbers all at once. Again, if you're adding all of your numbers all at once using partial products, please make sure all of your numbers are lined up by your place values so that you don't forget a number or add something that should not be added to each other. Either way we add this, we get 2,706 as our product. Okay, next problem. I want you to give this one a try. I want you to add using the area model, and I want you to add using partial products, and I want you to see and make sure that you're going to get the same answer. Make sure you're multiplying those same multiplication problems to get the partial products. So here my problem's all set up for me. I have my area model and I have my partial products, and I have the same multiplication problems on each. It's super important that you should see those same problems in each area. I'm going to multiply starting with 70 times 10 and I get 700. I'm going to do that over here in partial products as well, and I get 700. Go down below and I'm going to get 60. Cross that 0 out and I'm going to get 60. I'm going to try and line my place values up. 70 times 8 is going to give me 56, and I add that 0, so I have 560. And then 6 times 8 is 48, so I get 48. My final step for both pieces is going to be to add to find what my final product is. I'm going to add all the way down here. And I'm going to get my final product, 1,368. I'm going to add this piece as well, and I get 1,368. So our products are identical. Okay, next problem. Do the same thing. We have 81 times 27. Go ahead and multiply using the area model and using partial products. Make sure you're getting the same answer. Okay, when I multiply my area model and my partial products, I have the same multiplication problem set up, ready to go. I'm going to cross those two zeros out, place them down. 6 times 2 is 16. Over here, put my two zeros down. 6 times 2 is 16. Next step is going to be 1 times 20 gives me 20. 80 times 7 is 560. And 1 times 7 gives me 7. 1 times 7 gives me 7. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my partial products together. Here I have one piece to add. I'm going to add all of my partial products over here. And I get 2,187 on this side. When I add all of these partial products over here, I get 2,187, so I get the same product both times using my area method and partial products. Using a different method is a great way to check your work and make sure you are getting the correct answer. Okay, last problem we have to do is going to be a word problem. At the football game, there were 18 rows of seats with 31 seats in each row. How many total seats were available at the football game? Go ahead and multiply and find your answer to this problem. We had to set up our problem 18 times 31. I'm going to go ahead and set up my area model and my partial products just to make sure I am getting the correct answer. So here we go. I got my problem all set up, ready to go. 10 times 30 is 300. Cross those two zeros out, place them down. 8 times 3 is 24, and I brought that 0 down. Here I get 10, and I get 8. I'm going to do the same thing over here for my partial products. I'm going to cross those zeros out, and I get 300. Here I get 240. 10 times 1 gives me 10, and 8 times 1 gives me 8. I'm going to go ahead and add on both sides. Get ready to go. So here I'm going to add, and I get 540 and 18. And when I add those two pieces together, I'm going to have an 8 in my ones place, a 5 in my tens place, and a 5 in my hundreds place, so 558. I'm going to go over to my partial products, and I'm going to add down, and I get 558. So these two answers are the same. How many total seats were available at the football game? 558 total seats were available at the football game. All right, that's partial products. That's what we were working on right there. We're making sure that when we're doing partial products, we're going to expand our number 2 times and then make sure that we're multiplying our next number by each piece in expanded form as well. Multiply those pieces together, find those partial products, add those partial products up, and that is our answer. All right, that's our lesson for today. See you tomorrow.